Hello, hello, hello. This is Desmond, Mr. Smile. I am just getting done doing some running around and trying to take care of a few businesses and stuff like that. Housing and stuff like that. Trying to make sure I get all my documents signed. It's very good. Always good to make sure you got your documents emailed directly to the intake of Hope Atlanta or Jerusalem House or Aid Atlanta, whichever one, the Magic Johnson program, he's got that going on along with housing and stuff too. And I think he's got medical insurance now. Anyway, so that's what I've been working on today. It's been a stressful thing. And then, my neighbors on the other side of town were looking for me, and I had just missed them. So I know I'm still trying to get to them. But I said I was waiting for a rap almost a week, right? And it's like it shouldn't matter where I'm at. This is a serious deal. This is not no thing. When you win a lot of money, like on scratch offs and from inheritance. Like I said, me and my father, we had won money in Louisville, Kentucky, at the Churchill Downs race. Was it Churchill Downs horse races a long time ago when I was younger? I wasn't old enough to cash first check. We did go overseas to put the money up. I do remember all that. And there was part of that was, since I wasn't old enough to cash that first check, we had to have someone, involved. And I think Uncle Melvin went with us and Uncle Vern. I can't remember. It's like four of us. We all went together. And I did invest in stocks and bonds. I invested in Social Security and pension. I sure did. I went through the big giant doors, just like you see when you see the elves and kings, the people who govern the money on that cartoon, on that movie. They got the big giant doors. I had to go in by myself and put my money up. Years ago when I was young, I was almost 21. I just wasn't quite. I thought like 19, 18. I wasn't supposed to tell my mom about it. That's what that was. That's why they never knew I had that kind of money put up. And then on top of that, I'm fighting for that. They had Oxana Clayton, one of her relatives that passed away. Um, Sanford Clayton is also a relative. And I'm in those wheels. I'm supposed to have my stocks and bonds. Mr. Mason might be in there. I think Cochran's in one of the wheels. I think he's with Charles Reed, great granddaddy Charles, and Miss Wright. Wright, Reed, and Clayton. And Uncle Morgan. Um, uh, Charlotte, Suzette, Debbie. I'm sorry I missed you guys. I'm sorry I have to say hi. I haven't seen you guys. I haven't heard from you. I've heard from one of y'all. And then when the kids show up, I don't even know they in my face. It's the desolation of trying to stay focused and not having a nervous breakdown, really. So you guys know I am still a certified technician. I would never be anything less. Um, I still am doing chores, is the word. When your family just throws you a few dollars, helps you out with stuff. Painting, wallpaper, floor tile, plumbing, toilets, bathrooms, kitchens, floors. Um, what else? Lawn care. Landscaping, it takes a thing when you do landscaping. You have to make the bushes look pretty and design them and so forth. And also, what else we got going on? Yeah, it's summertime, and my phone. I'm going to everybody might just have to switch on back over and start doing Sprint and Boost and stuff like that again, and AT&T, because Lifeline, their phone system is really messing up. There's a lot of numbers that aren't processing through. Some of them are on Wi-Fi networks. Some of the links are still connected to the numbers and not the email addresses. When you log in, you log in. When you log out, you're supposed to be able to log out, which means you're no longer connected to the website, which means if you have links, those links are connected to those websites, but they're not supposed to stay connected to those websites. So say when you're rebuilding a Euronet, you want to make sure you get all the kinks out. You can do the processing in your own world when they do the schematics of it. But at the end of it all, it's flawed. I think the 4G, 5G connection is flawed in many, many ways. because if you're on one network, you're on one network. You know, a 4G can reach the 5G. If you got a 5G phone with a 4G SIM card, how does that work? If you got a 5G SIM card with a 4G phone, how does that work? You know, you got to differentiate on how that's connecting to our towers, to our satellite systems, and some of them have been connected to Wi-Fi codings and radio signals instead to the real phone. So that means sometimes the messages don't get through. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about. Also, making sure we have all the documents turned in properly when it comes to our receipts, our purchases, in each division. The IRS does 5 divisions under one TIN number, which means you have one business. It can be multi-business, but it all has to be the same criteria of the service that you're carrying out. Then you got to make sure that when you file your taxes and stuff, that you get all the copies to all the divisions. And if you're international, you got to make sure that you get it to the United States Registry so it can be processed on the other side of the world as well. I'm also part of Willy Wonka's Santa Ana uh, Grape Nuts. I think Uncle Gilbert knows about that. Oh, Hanes. It was Hanes. It's a few other stocks. Now I kept them stocks since I was in elementary school. The other one was from high school. My stepmom Denise Clayton had helped me do that. I think it was 4 of them. So I needed help with this stuff almost 5 years ago, and then I had relatives passing away back to back, and I made most of their stuff. Krispy Kremes from Grandma Tootsie, and then when Grandma Elizabeth passed away, I was waiting for Harry to let me know what to do with that, and I know he never got to me about it. And then he showed up a couple of times, and then I missed him. So, and that's because I call it dual indemnity. When something's good get ready to happen, you know you have a warning thing that shows up on your thoughts, and then when that does, then you have to worry about the anticipation of something bad happening at the same time, which is what's happened every single time. It's basically saying one person has seen me doing this, and so they check to see what's on with this, what's going on with Smile, what he got going on, right? Well, I'm just trying to go to work. My heart is what I have going on. My left lung, the polymer mesh in my leg, the surgery on my artery. I had heart surgery years ago. I kind of forgot about it. And not to mention, I'm trying to get copies of all my documents, certifications, everything. So I can put all my stuff back together and have my profile and be able to buy stuff again. Initially, when you inherit an apartment complex, you got to make sure they know it's yours. So a lot of people my name is on a lot of stuff, and it's supposed to be on housing. It's supposed to be on the land. It's supposed to be on the properties, meaning complexes. And Uncle Chucky's is too, Mr. Lawson. Hi, Jonathan. I know you've been looking for me. I tried to call you. I didn't think I had the right number. So anyway, so that's what we're working on, and that's also part of our business. We want to make sure that our business is going to be functioning fully, smoothly, simple, cheap, inexpensive. And I do like the idea of putting it on, putting it as part of the mortgage, not a homeowners association. But it keeps the houses from being ran down. Say if my mortgage is $750 a month, and being the landlord, and you have people and you have renters, you can use that, right? And it'll be added on there, $50 a month. I would say probably no more than like $100 a month added on to each mortgage. Therefore, they have a full package of mobility, which means they can make a phone call, they can get the plumbing fixed, they can get the grass is cut, they can get upgrades, anything needed paint, wallpaper, anything needs to be done, they can get done. Even a ride back and forth to work when the car breaks down. Even a mechanic from Bridgestone to come and fix their car. Along with maybe tickets to movies, Six Flags, concert tickets, a package, a good, simple package for our family. My name is Desmond J, meaning Jermaine Reed, R-E-E-D Clayton. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, initially. That's where I was born at. I think I was conceived in Atlanta. I'm not the only one. um, I was in a band. I was singing and dancing in Louisville. My mother was singing, and my aunt Brenda Reed is one of her singers, and they were singing, doing all the yachts, what do you call it, the casinos, the jazz kitchen. She sings jazz and blues. My aunt Tanya Brown is one of her best friends that passed away. I used to sing with her all the time, and they're all singing together. Aunt Tanya Brown was like a showstopper. She get on that mic and blow. And then I sung with her. I sung with one of her kids and Gwinnett. He was locked up with me. It was him, Mr. Brown, and Ulysses Jr., which is I think looking for me. Uncle Ulysses side of the family, Mr. Brown, and them were looking for me in dealings with Legal Shield. I put stock in Legal Shield when I lived in Stockbridge. I didn't use it. That was with Anthony and Theo from Kentucky, two of my best friends, Louisville, and Paul, the other Paul from Louisville. I toast him. So, I want to make sure all my best friends are looking out and getting this business running, because it's been running since I lived in Indianapolis, Indiana, working at Bridgestone's corporate office for Finish Line. Corporate office? Flew Bridgestone. Bridgestone's like Smile. Smile is mobile, maintenance, cleaning. We take care of the stores, we do the stocking, we do all of it. And those are my cousins, everybody I've mentioned. Those are all relatives, and some of them are in movies right now. I wrote some movies. I'm also in the middle of a lawsuit. I'm also in the middle of an investigation. I'm also getting chased up and down the highway. I'm still getting robbed. They're still in my pocket. They're doing everything they're not supposed to do. And I don't know who's teaching some of the younger ones to do these things, but they're supposed to be already with me. My cousins have already been with me. So the main basis of this conversation is to check in with everybody, let them know what's really going on. Initially when someone passes away, if you get a house, something like it, or a car, they're supposed to contact you. Never had a group of relatives that would go to the length of this much magnitude, not even to read your story from the beginning to the end, along with every single detail, credit card number down to the end, that everything should be processed by now. I should be safe. Well, that's what I want to talk about, and that is today, and that's like our pep talk. So make sure we got taxes right, documentation, make sure we got all our paperwork, receipts, make sure we got videos when we're cleaning, make sure we're signed on. I like a tablet. When you're doing customer liaison, like you're going mobile DJing with Envy World, or that's Naptown. Of course, Naptown gets down like that when it comes to music. Ohio, Atlanta, Alabama, and them of course, you go to Chi-Town, you're going to be listening to house music. But that also includes our younger ones, like sanitation control, because they make their money taking out the trash and keeping the yard clean and stuff like that. And then I like